Welcome to episode 6 of Catan Public Radio. My name is Monica. You may know me from social media as Anthissa21. Thank you so much for joining me. We've got some interesting news that has come down the pipeline today from the people of Catan. And again, all this news and information comes from the community forums of Catan World Explorers. And first up is the huge news, and I think is a huge step towards getting the live global launch of the game, and that is that new countries have been added to the beta test. This is really, really exciting. There's only 3, but it is definitely worth noting. Australia, Denmark, and Singapore have been added to the beta test. For me, in my opinion, I feel, again, this is another step closer to getting global launch for the game. And I don't know how well it fits into the timeline of what we got for Harry Potter Wizards Unite or for what they did for Pokemon Go. But this is really, really awesome. I'm hoping that this means we will eventually, by the end of all of this, get the game before the end of the year, which would be a nice little prize at the end of the crazy catastrophe that 2020 has been. So this is absolutely wonderful. Congratulations to Australia, Denmark, and Singapore. Hope you guys download the game, start giving feedback. If you're from any one of those countries and you listen to this podcast, by all means, feel free to message me. My email is anerdblog@gmail.com. My Twitter handle is Anthissa21. And whatever news and information you want to share that you've been playing with the game, by all means, let us know. You guys were added in on October 1st, so I know I'm a bit behind in getting this information out. But hey, congratulations, you guys. The other bit of news is that totems have gone live in the game. And again, this is going to be another little short, condensed podcast. And until we get global launch, I have a feeling that a lot of these shows are going to be like this. So please forgive me for not having a fully fleshed out show more than, say, 15 minutes. All right, the thing to know about totems going live. This is basically a way to play the game from anywhere. It's kind of a weird hybrid of different things, like a combo of remote raiding from Pokemon Go and the Night Bus from Wizards Unite. I don't know if Ingress has a remote way to do their stuff as well. Like I said, I tried to get back into the game. I just couldn't get into Ingress again. I'm so sorry. I may try it again once the pandemic's up and I'm going out more, but who knows. What we do know about totems is you send your totem out into the world as the first and last thing you do each day. And you can choose when to do that. So basically, you send it out onto the map to do things for you. Kind of, I think it's like remote drones in Ingress. I know I said I don't really know for sure, but I did get notifications for a little bit about that part at least. Your totem, which is a representation of your faction statue, so either bear, wolf, or eagle, will go out for you and allow you to interact with nearby resource centers and settlements, and they will help you trade, harvest, and build. So basically, the way it kind of is like you send it out, and when it's situated, you can tap on it, and it'll get you access to maybe a limited amount of things you would normally do if you were physically at that resource center or settlement. You have to empower your totem in order to use it, and it is activated using totem tokens. Now, to me, that reads like a raid pass or a remote raid pass for Pokemon Go. You'll be able to secure them with each daily login and completing your daily quest. So you're going to get totem tokens regularly throughout the day. So that's really nice that it's not something you just have to outright buy. Although they do say you can purchase a limited number of them from the shop. So if you don't always log in every day and you want to do more on one day and you know you're not going to work on Catan for a little bit, you can purchase some extra tokens and do everything you want to do within a limited number of time. They are, of course, taking feedback on the beta. So they want feedback on these totems and how they work and how well they're working if there's any kind of bug or issue with it. They also have a video posted that you can see about how they work. I will try and link to that in the description as well. Now, there is, of course, a little bit of community discussion going on regarding the totems, and basically from what I've seen, anytime you use a totem token, you get a choice of what to do. Either you interact with the location where the totem is at, or you get the option to move it to another location. So basically, I think it's kind of like a remote pawn that you can kind of put wherever you want it to get more resources, or put it to a settlement if you want to trade something or build something, depending on the number of tokens you have. I believe they also said that the max number of tokens is 13 per day. So there is a limit to how much you can do with the totem on any day period. Again, it is called World Explorers. They do want you to get out and go, but the totem is to kind of facilitate those who play at home due to COVID restrictions. So it's very nice that they are including this feature and benefit as well. And again, the resources that I use plus a link to this video will be tagged in the description of this podcast. And that's pretty much it for news that we've got. It may not sound like much, but it is good stuff. It is exciting. It is interesting. And it is going to help shape the way the game is played. Plus, we're getting more people in the beta, meaning they're getting more feedback and figuring out how to build the game better, how to change any bugs that may show up. So this is all really, really good news. I believe it's good news to help us move forward towards that global launch. All right, and now for a little section that in Battle Academy podcast I call the shameless self-promotion portion of the show. I haven't been doing this with the previous episodes, but I'm going to start getting into trying to do it now, just basically to let you guys know where you can catch this podcast, where you can support me or give me information and contact. Questions, comments, anything you want to know, I will try and get you guys answers for. You can find this podcast on just about any streaming service available: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I am also on Amazon Podcasts as well. Just in case you use Amazon Music, you can find me there as well. And I will always try to, although I'm not 100% perfect about it, make sure that each podcast is uploaded to my YouTube channel, Anthissa the Random Nerd. And it's not 100% perfect, but I try to get it done. You can check out the podcast there if you're listening to a streaming service like Apple Podcasts. Go ahead and give me a review. Let me know how you feel. Greatly appreciated. If you're listening on YouTube, then make sure you ring the notification bell. Turn on all whatever notifications to let you know whenever a new episode has been posted. I will try to be regular about that, I promise. You can also hopefully soon catch me on Twitch. My handle is Anthissa21, or on Twitter. Send me any questions or comments there. I will try to keep news updated on Twitter. My handle is Anthissa21. If you're interested in Instagram pictures, mostly Pokemon Go AR, and if and when Catan World Explorers does AR stuff, I will try to post there as well. And I'm going to try and get into doing my Harry Potter AR as well. It is going to be all at Instagram, Anthissa.21. I can't get it without the dot, and that's my own fault. Oh well. I am also reachable through email at anerdblog@gmail.com, pardon me. And I am open to any questions, comments, and constructive criticism. Now, for you guys, I'm also trying to set up a Patreon as well. Just kind of a way to provide some income so I can keep doing this, keep bringing you guys these podcasts, and hopefully eventually bring you guys the Twitch channel in the next couple of days, which I will have a schedule set up for that, hopefully, just to give you a basic outline of what's going to be available through the Pegasus Podcast and Gaming Patreon. The $1 tier is going to be Patreon exclusive messages, updates, and videos, give you some behind the scenes pics of and videos of what I'm working on, as well as access to a Discord server. I'm still kind of on the fence about that one, but I think it should be something to kind of like help build a community for you guys as well. I may make it a public Discord server with some Patreon bonus channels or something. $5 monthly wallpaper, mostly Pokemon Go AR if and when Catan World Explorers launches, and they do have AR as an option, I will try to do some Catan World Explorers AR wallpapers as well. They will also get a Teespring discount code, and I will say right now that with my Teespring shop, teespring.com/store/Pegasus Podcast, I think the Catan Public Radio logo is the best one I designed out of all of them. Don't tell my other shows that. Pardon me, I'm a huge nerd. Discount code available at the $5 tier will be available to the higher up tiers as well. $10 tier will get you an Instagram post tag, meaning I will give you a shout out in the description of whatever photo I post. And like I said, right now it's mostly Pokemon Go AR. I will try and get into doing more AR shots as I go, as well as a shout out here on Catan Public Radio and on my stream channel when I get into streaming on Twitch. You will also, if you're interested, have the option to nickname a Pokemon for me. I do have 1,500 some odd Pokemon. There are certain ones that the nickname rights are reserved on because I consider them a part of what I call my AR photo team. But there are plenty of Pokemon that I'm going to have access to that you guys will get the opportunity to give a nickname to if you use the $10 tier. $15 tier will be a custom AR wallpaper. Right now, currently just going to be Pokemon Go for the time being, as well as getting you added to my friends list. And this will be on Pokemon Go, as well as Catan World Explorers, maybe do Harry Potter Wizards Unite if you guys play that game as well. And you will also be added into my Switch friends list as well, because I'm going to be streaming that on Twitch. The $20 tier, you will get to help pick, pardon my wording there, the monthly wallpaper that I give to everybody from $5 and up, as well as helping create polls and merch and just basically being a higher level member of the Pegasus Podcast and Gaming community. And at the $25 tier, you will get, and I've seen a few other podcasts do this, so I thought it was a pretty cool idea, you will get a executive producer credit for this episode, or not just this episode, this show. And that, of course, will be a monthly recurring thing. And when the game Catan World Explorers launches, goes global, this will be a weekly podcast, not just a bi-weekly one. So if you're interested in that, it's definitely worth considering, I think. And that's just basic bare bones outline of what I want to do with Patreon. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about it, or if there's something you want from Patreon that I might not have listed, or you have something you want me to cover on the show, by all means, let me know. Reach out to me. Twitter, Instagram, and my email. And of course, all contact information is going to be listed in the description of this podcast. Alrighty, I think that's going to do it for this episode. Again, until we get global launch, I have a feeling these shows are going to be short and bi-weekly until we get into global launch. I know that's a little redundant, but please forgive me. I don't really write a full script, so sometimes I scramble for words at the end. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're a loyal listener, I truly appreciate it, because it is hard to sometimes scrounge information for these episodes right now. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated if you're following me on any social media. And that's going to do it again for this episode. Thank you so much. Hope you're having a wonderful time of day it is, wherever you're at. I'll see you all in 2 weeks. Have a great one.